నమస్కారం. నేను ఈ దేశంకొచ్చినప్పుడు 7 ఏళ్ళు. అప్పుడు వచ్చినప్పుడు నాకు ఒక్క ముక్క ఇంగ్లీష్ కూడా తెలీదు. కొంచెం కొంచెం నేర్చుకున్నాను. బట్ ఇంటికాడ వచ్చినప్పుడు మా నాన్నగారు అనేవాడు, "ఇంటికొచ్చినప్పుడు నువ్వు తెలుగు మాట్లాడాలి." అందుకే ఈరోజు నాకు కొంచెమన్నా తెలుసు. ఇంకోటేంటంటే, ఈ దేశంకొచ్చినప్పుడు నాకు ఎన్ని ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఇచ్చింది. దేవుడు ఎన్ని బ్లెస్సింగ్స్ ఇచ్చాడు. నా పేరు అరుణ కాట్రగడ్డ Miller, and I am so proud to welcome all of you to the great state of Maryland. Welcome to all the dignitaries, Telugus across the nation, here in this country as well as in India, to the donors, to the artists, to all the guests that are here. And I want to tell you a story because everyone has a story to tell. And this story is about the person I'm about to introduce. His story begins with a mother who immigrated to this country from Jamaica. When he was just 3 years old, his father passed away unexpectedly. And it was his mother, Joy, who was left to raise him and his sisters alone. She moved the family in with her parents and worked tirelessly and did whatever it took to give her children a chance in a country that wasn't fully her own. I think many of you know this story. A mother's sacrifice, an immigrant's family struggle in a new country, and the unshakable belief that education is what will move us all forward. This young man went on to become the first Black Rhodes Scholar to graduate from Johns Hopkins University's history. He served our nation in uniform as a U.S. Army combat veteran in the 82nd Airborne. He became a White House Fellow. He worked in finance. It was a path that could have kept him on Wall Street for a long time, but instead, he walked away from it and built something of his own. He wrote a best-selling book called The Other Wes Moore, a story about how our destiny is often shaped by the opportunities we have and the ones we don't. He started a small business to help first-generation students finish college. He led Robin Hood Foundation, one of the largest poverty-fighting organizations in the country. Wes Moore could have been any version of himself, but he chose service and he chose Maryland. And that's when our improbable journey began together. In 2021, when Wes Moore declared his intention to run for governor, he asked me to be his running mate. Immediately, people told him that two people of color on the same ticket couldn't win in Maryland. I even had concerns. And I said to him, Wes, the last thing I want to do is make you lose this race. And if that means I have to be removed off the ticket, I'm willing to step aside. And his magnanimous response to me was, Aruna, if people aren't going to vote for our ticket because there's two people of color on it, then they're never going to were going to vote for me in the first place. So all those cynics and critics got one thing wrong. They underestimated Wes Moore and they underestimated the voters of Maryland. Because in 2022, the voters elected Maryland's first Black governor and the only Black governor in our nation currently. The voters also elected the first immigrant Telugu lieutenant governor, and they delivered the Moore Miller ticket, the largest vote of any Maryland gubernatorial ticket. And Maryland's handed the nation the first Black-Brown team ever to win in U.S. history. But Governor Moore has always said, making history was never the assignment. Making a difference in people's lives, that is the assignment. And he will tell you that the most enduring lesson he has learned in life is what the U.S. Army taught him, and that is to leave no one behind. And that is how we govern Maryland. Because the true test of leadership isn't measured by an individual achievement. It's measured by whether your leadership creates opportunity for someone else, whether the doors that open for you stay open for the people coming behind you. And it has been the greatest honor of my life to serve beside a leader who lives those values each and every single day. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm Telugu welcome to my partner in service, my friend for life, the 63rd Governor of Maryland, Governor Wes Moore.